Oh la la. Oh.
People like games.
What's up, folks? It's Reggie with People Like Games, and today we're going to cover one of Rockstar's most notorious titles and the struggles that come along with getting your game rated. This is the story of Manhunt. Now, we all know Rockstar. GTA and Red Dead are the obvious go-tos when we're talking about this gaming giant. But there's also Bully, the cult classic that still has fans looking for hints of a sequel. None of those quite stand up to the notoriety of Manhunt in the early 2000s, though. GTA may have had its controversies, but none of them quite stood up to what Manhunt went through. You see, Manhunt was already a problem when it began development in the mid-90s. Rockstar devs were split on the game from the beginning, and it only got worse after GTA 3's release. In the years after release, former employees have revealed that even staff were uncomfortable with the level of violence in the game. But somehow, they were able to pull it together for the release in November of 2003. Lovingly referred to by media as a murder simulator, at its core, Manhunt is a stealth game. You play as James Earl Cash, a death row inmate who somehow survives capital punishment. After a little help escaping, Cash is tasked with starring in a snuff film. And as Cash, you stalk your prey, pick up a weapon, and take them out in a variety of increasingly gruesome ways. Now it's starting to make a little more sense. Eventually, Manhunt was refused classification in Australia and Germany, where sale would be prohibited. New Zealand took it a step further and completely banned the game. Even possession of Manhunt is considered a criminal offense. But surprise, critics actually praised the game for its willingness to reach into the dark horror that was only previously available in movies. I gotta be honest though, Manhunt 2 is where it really kicks into gear. Public perception of the original was definitely not great, but even North America's ESRB stepped in for the sequel. See, the ESRB originally rated this sequel AO, or adults only. Not something you see every day, and it's got some huge repercussions. An AO rating automatically keeps you off of shelves, particularly in stores like Target, Walmart, and GameStop. What else? Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo straight up won't support your game on their platform. AO is known by developers as the kiss of death, and is basically a death sentence in the early 2000s. It's still pretty hard to get around today. Steam is the only platform that supports AO games. We're already treading some deep waters when it comes to what I can say on YouTube, but Manhunt 2 cranked up the visceral nature of the game, and with the increased graphical fidelity, the game was even more gruesome. Rockstar, not wanting to waste all their time, censored the game in multiple ways, particularly adding a blur effect over gruesome deaths and removing the scoring system, which was a particular point of interest for people in the media. After all of this, somehow Manhunt 2 eventually saw a Wii release, from AO to the most family-friendly console ever known. What a journey. But that's all I've got time for today, folks. We'll be back next weekend switching up gears with the history of Spore. See you next time.